I have one word to describe this Liverpool team right now, and I'm going to tell you what that is. But first, I'm going to go through a few points that kind of build up to that one word, because I think there is one common thread in this team right now. And by the way, I'm really not being reactionary to Fulham, okay? The Fulham loss was bad. Don't get me wrong, but there was some flukiness in there, okay? 3 goals from 0.79 expected goals. It's just one of those games, right? It's one of those tricky, nasty games in the Premier League that you just can't avoid sometimes. That's why it's so hard to go unbeaten in the Premier League, because there's 38 of these tricky games where any day, any team, any venue, it can happen like this, and that happened today. Now, I will say, I'm not calling it just a fluke, because we have seen this coming. And Liverpool have not been great now for about 6 weeks. So let's look at, I think I've got 3 points here to kind of work through to get to that one word that I would use to describe Liverpool right now. And if you look at these fixtures here, really it dates back to what? February 9th is when we lost to Plymouth Argyle. That is 2 months ago now. And that kind of started this just like ugly path of games. Again, it was the same thing as last year. We drop out of the FA Cup, and it just seems like our whole squad just kind of flumps down and just starts pouting and just starts playing poorly. It has no energy, and it's like, and this is going to play into this one word, because I think there's an element of this with this team when they lose or when they drop out of a competition. They just deflate, and they lose the will to win, and it's just bizarre. So you have that one. Then you have the 2-2 draw with Everton, of course. It was just bizarre. It was Michael Oliver, front center stage. Then the 2-1 win against Wolves wasn't convincing. Then the 2-2 draw with Villa, it's disappointing. We beat Man City. That was great. Oh, everybody's happy again. Then we beat Newcastle. Oh, great. Everybody's happy again. Then the PSG tie was, I think, a disaster. Both games, honestly, were really poor. Even though we squeaked out of there with a 1-0 win, that was one of the worst performances I've ever seen from a Liverpool team. Then the 3-1 win over Southampton was not convincing at all at Anfield. Southampton score first. Newcastle, final, EFL Cup, poor. Absolutely just atrocious, bad all around. And then we beat Everton. Again, not a convincing win. And then we lose to Fulham. So anyways, that's been the past 2 months. And so I'm not just reacting to the Fulham loss. This has been coming. This has been building. And so here's number one. Chiesa and Elliott, by far the best players on the pitch, second half, yet both still won't start next week. Tired of it, says Braden LFC on Twitter. Yeah, that's point number one, because Arne Slot is unchanging. He is unwilling to change what he is doing, which is just foolish in my opinion. He won't play Chiesa. He won't start Chiesa, won't start Elliott, won't give him the light of day. I mean, he's starting to put them in the very end of the games, but it's just too little too late. And by the way, he will not bench this guy, Mo Salah. Mo Salah seems to have an iron grip on starting in this Slot team, and probably dates back further than Slot, because I think he used to do this with Klopp as well. He can kind of get upset when he doesn't get to play, which is really just, I just don't like that. And I am not trying to slate Mohamed Salah. He has put up record numbers this season. He has by far, for the course of the season, been Liverpool's best player, been the best player in the Premier League, and been one of the best players across Europe. Record numbers, right? But for the past month, he's been the worst player for Liverpool. He really has. And I don't, there's another video coming on Mo Salah and the stats that back up this point. This is a fact. He's been the worst player for Liverpool over the past month. And yet he continues to start, and he continues to literally almost play every single minute of the game. It doesn't make sense to me, okay? Now, I have another point here that I really haven't touched on, but Virgil van Dijk, his leadership style fits into this one word that I'm about to reveal, and he leads with the death stares, right? We've seen the death stares he can give to his fellow defenders. Trent Alexander-Arnold is probably the most notable. But that is interesting because Virgil's not really the type of guy to like encourage, right? Do you remember, I think I've brought up this before, do you remember during the COVID season when there were no fans in the stadium, Have you listened to the audio, the in-game audio without fans of Jordan Henderson literally yelling the entire game and just encouraging? Like, he would just be like, yes, Robbo, yes, yes, Connor, yes, come on, Trent, yes, like the whole game. And that is not Virgil van Dijk, okay? Virgil is more of like a, hey, I'm going to be a silent leader, but when you make a mistake, I'm going to let you know about it, okay? And it's just a style, I guess. But Virgil himself kind of has this air of like, I can do no wrong. And when I seem to make a mistake, it's actually the referee. The referee made a mistake. Or I'm going to look around and be like, come on, guys. Like, I've never kind of brought this up, but I've seen this before. I saw it at the end of last season. Virgil kind of gave up after we dropped out of the FA Cup, and when we started petering out in the league, it just kind of seemed like he gave up a little bit. And you know, this match against Fulham was one of his worst I've ever seen, and it's just, yeah, it's just playing all into the one word, which is stubborn. This team is stubborn. And I'm going to bring up some additional words here. If you need to kind of see, like, what do I mean by stubborn? Here's some synonyms that are also flooding onto the screen here. But this team is stubborn, from Slot to our captain, Virgil, to Mo Salah, just all around. Our team right now is just stubborn. And it's kind of been this way since we dropped out of the FA Cup. And I just wonder if there's this kind of deep-rooted stubbornness, or maybe there's like some self-entitlement here of like, oh, we dropped out of another competition. Oh, we dropped out of the Champions League. Oh, well, I guess I'm just not going to try anymore. And it's been kind of bubbling over here for the last 2 months since we dropped out of the FA Cup. So that's how I would describe this team right now. It starts at the top, and it kind of goes down through our captain and through our squad. And you could say even maybe it goes further, higher up than Arne Slot. Maybe it's starting with Richard Hughes, who refuses to sign a player because maybe he's not getting the deal he wants, or he's not finding the right talent. Or maybe it goes all the way up to FSG, who just will not spend anything. So anyways, guys, I want to end this on a positive because there's just still a lot of positives to the season. For example, the Premier League table is still very positive for Liverpool. As we sit 11 points clear, we still have a chance at hitting over 90 points, which would just be absolutely incredible, something Arsenal have not done during this 6-year period where, you know, Mikel Arteta has completely revolutionized Arsenal, has turned them into a championship level squad. Not the championship, but a champion, a Premier League winning potential. It's just, I mean, Arne Slot is doing an incredible job in this table right here. So I don't want to say like it's all doom and gloom. I'm just saying it's a little stubborn at the moment. Can we change a few things just for one game? Why don't you just try it for one game? You know, West Ham. So anyways, that's what I've got. One word, stubborn. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have a different one word, I'd love to know what it is. Put it down. Just put it down below. Just put it down below and we'll all react to it. All right, guys. Anyways, hey, up the Reds, right? I mean, seriously. Up the Reds.